Okay, in this third video we're going to continue with our multiplying theme, but we're going to now take this into bigger polynomials, mainly trinomials. We're not going to necessarily go into anything bigger, but the pattern that we see will carry forward into anything bigger than a binomial or a trinomial as well. We need to remember distributive property and like terms, just like we've been working with. So as you can see, this first example is different. It's not binomial, but it's binomial trinomial. The pattern we do is the same. We just can't use the FOIL method as we've talked about in class before, because there is no such thing as inner. We have first, we have outer, and we have last, but inner kind of gets all mixed up because of all these things. So we just talk about the distributive property. I'm going to take my first polynomial, it's a binomial, and distribute it into my second. Multiply the 3x, multiply the plus 5, combine like terms. So that means I'm going to take 3x times 2x squared. 6x to the third. I'm going to take 3x times 3x. Positive 9x squared. All of this stuff matters. Positive 3x times negative 4. Notice how I'm marking my text up here. I highly recommend we continue to do that. Positive 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Don't forget your x. And this way I know I've distributed that 3x to everything because I've marked the text. Positive 5 times positive 2x squared is positive 10x squared. Positive 5 times positive 3x is positive 15x. Positive 5 times negative 4 is minus 20. So there's more multiplication when I have bigger polynomials, but I also have more or different like terms. 6x cubed doesn't have a like term, but 9x squared does. It has a like term with 10x squared. So as I go in order, 6x cubed, positive 9, positive 10 is positive 19x squared. I have a negative 12x and a positive 15x. Negative 12, positive 15 is positive 3 for x, and a negative 20. Done. Okay, so the process is the same. Distribute everything, combine like terms. The only difference in our second example here is that the trinomial is first. We can treat this the same way. Take this first term and distribute it, then the second term and distribute it, then the third term and distribute it. So I'm going to take my first term. I'm only distributing to the second set of parentheses. Positive 5r to the fourth, because there's 3 r's here, 1 r here. Distribute. I get minus 30r to the third. And then move on. Distribute my negative 4r. Negative 4r times positive r is negative 4r squared. Negative 4r times negative 6. That's negative times negative. It makes it positive 24r. Then distribute my positive 2 times r is plus 2r. Positive 2 times negative 6 is minus 12. Again, more multiplying, more or different like terms. No like terms with r to the fourth, so 5r to the fourth is my first term. No like terms with r to the third, so negative 30r to the third is my second term. No like terms with r to the second, so I'm sticking with what I have right now. But I do have 2 r terms. I do have to combine those terms. Plus 26r, and no like terms with my constant term. Now I'm done. Go ahead, press pause. Try numbers 1 and 2 on the back. So I'm going to kind of walk through this. 2x squared times x, 2x squared times 2. Careful with this second one. That's a negative 3x times x and a negative 3x times positive 2. And then we distribute the 4 as our last term. And did anybody catch my mistake? That's right, when I distributed my 2x squared to my 2, I left it as 4x. I forgot the exponent. See how easy of a mistake that is. Those exponents tend to be one of our biggest mistakes. It's an easy mistake to make. Be extremely careful. Now we combine our like terms. And here's our answer for number 1. If you haven't already, pause and try number 2. Go ahead and check your work. Check both the multiplying and the like terms. Pay close attention to your exponents and your variables. Write questions you have in the right-hand column and come prepared to answer and ask those questions at next class.